Today, we're reacting to possibly the craziest anti-racist TikTok I have ever seen. Y'all, that's saying something, because the race discourse on TikTok gets wild.
In ways you say the N-word without saying the N-word. If you use any of these terms or phrases in reference to Black people, you are just as racist as the person that actually uses the N-word. Here are the words: thug, ghetto, welfare queen, lazy, race baiter, race grifter, threatening, angry, dangerous. Or you say that we're playing the victim or we are a diversity hire. What you actually mean to say is the N-word. Just stop it. If you say these words or phrases, you are calling us the N-word. If you say these ignorant racist terms or phrases around your children, you're also teaching your children to be racist just like you. So I have good news and bad news for you. Here's the bad news. You're not as non-racist as you thought you were, and you're certainly not anti-racist. Here's the good news. You can unlearn all the racist crap you've been taught and reject white supremacist ideologies that you've believed for your entire life. Now, if you're ready to do that and start becoming a part of the solution instead of a part of the problem, go to that link on my profile, sign up for my webinar replay, or do my 5-day challenge, because it's time to do better.
So I actually checked out the link in her bio, and you can sign up for her webinar. It costs money, and she does not do refunds. Anyway, there's a lot to unpack about what we just watched. Obviously, I do agree that anybody who just blanketly described Black people as lazy or thugs or anything like that, that obviously would be racist and really unacceptable to do. But are we not allowed to call someone lazy who is lazy if they're Black? Are we not allowed to call someone a diversity hire if they literally are a diversity hire? For example, Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, who President Biden recently appointed, President Biden specifically said he would only appoint a woman of color. He said all white people, all men, are disqualified from my shortlist. So while she does have qualifications and she is an impressive judge, if somebody calls Ketanji Brown Jackson a diversity hire, are they being racist? Are they saying the equivalent of the N-word? Or are they stating a fact? I think it's the latter one, as much as that might upset some TikTokers to hear. And I do love that she tries to say that calling someone like a race baiter or a race grifter is, that's racist. That's like calling someone the N-word. But some people genuinely are race baiters and race grifters. White people, like racist influencers who make money off that, they are too. But so are some, really extreme Black activists and voices, like those who post intentionally inflammatory and divisive content on race on TikTok and then drive people to sign up and pay them for their webinars to prove how anti-racist they are. Somebody might call someone like that a race grifter and simply be making an observation, not a racist statement. I'll acknowledge a grain of truth in this, that a lot of stereotypes about Black people exist and are harmful, and any negative generalizations about a group of people and all individuals within that group are obviously not fair and are wrong. But this also seems like what you see in a lot of extreme racial discourse, a boy who cried wolf situation. If basically every negative adjective is equivalent to the N-word, then you're basically watering down the significance of that. And that's unfortunate, because that's really an offensive word with a really toxic and negative history, and I don't think it should be watered down or conflated with minor things or even accurate descriptions. Of course, our friend here did post an update video responding to commenters and all the people who pushed back on her video.
It's obvious that you have no critical thinking skills and that you don't have much listening comprehension. Negative racial stereotypes about Black people are just as harmful as racial slurs against Black people. They are abusive, they are discriminatory, they are harmful, they are dangerous for us, okay? So if you would be open to learning and have some sort of humility and curiosity about learning things that you may not know about or may have never heard about, things would be so much easier and so much better. So I'm going to help you out today. Google popular and pervasive stereotypes of African Americans, and you're going to learn something. One thing that you'll find out as it relates to the word lazy, which had everybody stumped apparently, is that Black people have been described as lazy ever since we stopped working for free. Ain't that something? The people who built this country from the ground up, not getting paid for their labor while being harassed, being lynched, being killed, being abused, being separated from their families, getting absolutely nothing while white people built their wealth on that labor. We're the lazy ones. Interesting. We have yet to be paid equal wages. There's still a racial wealth gap. But we're the lazy ones. We're still working.
I mean, I totally agree with her that like it's so wrong and really evil to view all black people as lazy, and anybody who does that really needs to reevaluate and check themselves. But now she's kind of implying that all white people are lazy, which is also offensive and not true and not something you'd think an anti-racist educator would say or think. Actually, let me correct that. It's kind of exactly what you'd expect an anti-racist activist to think.
Our patents have been stolen. Our inventions have been stolen. Our ideas are stolen every day. We get no credit for the work that we do. We're the lazy ones, though. Let me stop right there. The point and the moral of the story is get some humility, get some curiosity, and invest in anti-racism education, because you don't know what you don't know. So coming into our comments, coming in with this arrogant, racist, prideful, full of yourself attitude because you think because someone's saying something that you've never heard before, it can't be true. You need to go check yourself and do it off of social media and out of my comments. And for all the people who said, I've seen your video shared all over social media and there are lots of black people who disagree with you, or for the black people who were in my comments saying, I'm black and this don't make sense to me, get yourself some education too. You've been taught the same lies that the white people have been taught. So get it together. Get it together. It doesn't make any sense. You get no points, you get no benefits, you get no bonuses for being an agent of white supremacy and speaking out against your own people and being anti-black when you're black. Get it together. Now, for those who are open to learning and knowing better and doing better, I have some resources for you at that link in my bio. So go get educated and do better.
Again, the link in her bio, funneling people to pay her money to get educated. But we can't say race grifter. We can't say that. That's basically the N-word, y'all. I find it hilarious but mortifying that she essentially says all the black people who piped up in her comments or elsewhere on social media and were like, nah, this ain't it, and disagreed with her, they're all just agents of white supremacy or something. I don't know, babe. It could be that black people are individuals, and like any individual can have different opinions without being self-loathing secret white supremacists. Kinda crazy to see a anti-racist educator dismissing the viewpoints of black people because of their skin color. But actually, again, when you think of modern anti-racism activism, it's not surprising because it's mostly corrupted by this ideological woke brain mind virus. But what do you feel about this TikTok? Do you feel like you got less racist watching this, or do you feel like you lost brain cells? Because I'm definitely in the latter category. Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like and consider subscribing and sticking around.